On December 10th, 2020, Brandon Bernard's life was taken by the federal government.
Glenn, sweetie, hi. I see you're getting a lot of flack for being a Canadian talking about an American issue. I really could give two shits about that. Calgary's a beautiful place. However, I do have a very strong concern for your basic understanding of human emotion. Your video shows a lot of sympathy towards a grown man, who willingly joined a gang that he knew partook in illegal activity. You're showing a lot of sympathy towards a man who willingly went to set a car on fire that he knew had 2 dead people in the trunk. Or so he thought. Remember that gang that he willingly chose to join? Yeah, when they shot her in the skull, she was still alive. So he burned her alive, aka he committed murder. So I'm not really sure what it is that you're wanting us to be sympathetic and heartbroken over. Is it because he's black? Are you jumping on the race bandwagon? If you are, it's fine. We know, we see it. But as a black woman, I would really appreciate if you could not use my race for views and likes, and maybe take the amount of time that you put into doing your makeup on researching the full case and understanding basic sympathies and human emotion. Hope you have a great day.
If you're a conservative trying to debunk communism, please know what communism is.
Okay, capitalism has flaws, and I'll explain that in another video, right? But here's the problem with communism. Say you're playing Minecraft, you have 50 diamonds, you mine them for 4 hours, and someone comes along and says you have to give the guy who didn't mine a single diamond half, you're gonna be pissed, right? So you worked your ass off, and now you both have 25 diamonds. So next time someone says go mine diamonds, right? You're like, I'm not gonna mine any because someone else is gonna have to give me their diamonds. But everyone else is thinking the same thing you are. Oh, well, someone else is going to give me diamonds, so nobody mines diamonds, right? And now the village has no diamonds or money, right? So now the head of the village has to come in, which is the government, has to come in and force you to do it. They force you, they say you have to do this job or you have to do that job because nobody wants to work because everyone assumes that they're going to get something without having to work. And that's communism.
Hello, folks. Good afternoon. Thanks for your patience. We, in fact, our team, this transition team, our team, the senator and I, what we need to do now is how we need to do it. Let me choose my words. Here. The federal government has to deliver this vaccine. We have to actually get vaccinations into the arms of 330 million Americans. Governors need to be able to get funding when they need to bring their National Guard into play. And I think it is well, I don't know.
Do it. Oh my gosh. It's not right. It isn't right. I'm such a good dad. I know, honey.
This video is extremely sad and disheartening to watch because you could really feel his raw emotion because he has no say in whether his child will live or die. So many people have been desensitized to the actual murder that will take place where they don't even feel emotion over the loss of their own child. There is no such thing as my body, my choice when it comes to being pregnant. It is no longer just your body, it's 3 parties. It's your body, the child's body with its own DNA, and the father. Abortion is one of the most selfish acts one can commit, and it is far from women empowerment, because abortion is the epitome of weakness.
I'm so jealous of you, just living your normal life, because I live in Iran. I can't love whoever I want. Women don't have any rights, and I'm so fucking tired of this situation. At least you guys can wear everything you want to wear. You guys can be whoever you want to be.
Next time you scream that you're oppressed and you have no rights, think about that fucking girl and what she's saying. How fucking dare you? How fucking dare you burn that American flag and disrespect and shit on the brave men and women who died for this country to give you the rights you fucking have today. So you don't fucking live like her. You have no idea how good you have it in America. You guys are so fucking selfish and have your head so far up your fucking ass. It's fucking disgusting.
We are not to say, oh, we are not to say. We are not to say, oh, we are not to say. We are
Okay, wow, we actually agree on something. This is awesome. All right, let's just go over them a little bit. I do not want to wear a mask. I do not want a vaccine. I will not ever hand over my guns. I do not want to get rid of the Bible, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, or the Declaration of Independence. I do not want to say your pronouns, and no, you cannot make me. You either have Lincoln Logs or pomegranates. There is no other option to choose from. I do not want socialism, communism, fascism, or any other type of government tyranny where I either commit suicide because I hate my government or I get murdered by my government because they disagree with me. I do not want to make burning the flag a normal thing, and I really don't want America to become China. I mean, I could go on, but wow, this is a great start. I'm glad to see that the Democrats are finally finding their brain in that empty space of air. Anyway.
What they won't tell you is the full story, so I'll tell you. That woman just stabbed and robbed a man a couple streets back. The police then told her to drop her knife, which she refused to do, while threatening to stab the police if one came up to her. With the dog handler shouting, "If you run, the dog will come after you." As you can see in the video, she ran. The dog obviously came after her. And then people are saying she was shot. She was shot with beanbag rounds, which are beanbags, literally, to stop and slow her down. They do not do any serious damage and have never killed anybody. She was refusing to follow authorities, had a knife, and had already stabbed somebody. She was just considered a threat to society. This is not because she was a woman. This is not because she was homeless. This is because she committed a crime.
Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, nigga, fuck Donald Trump.
Oh, Chrissy. Now, I can understand why you probably don't like him, with him exposing pedophiles and all. But I mean, it wouldn't be a problem unless... John, come get your wife. Chrissy, toddlers are not sexy, sweetie. It makes a lot of sense now. But I mean, it's the same way with you and all the rest of these elites out there. The ones that speak the loudest have the most to hide, sweetie. I know you lying. You not serious. He killed not one, not two, not three, but 10 people! Stabbed somebody 85 times, shot somebody 16 times, and is a crack dealer and a gangbanger.
But he's mentally unstable.
These types of people usually are. I don't know a school shooter that was mentally stable. Ted Bundy wasn't mentally stable. Oh, but I forgot. Skin color is indicative of whether or not you're actually guilty. I do not deny that the prison system needs to be seriously reformed. But what we're not gonna do is romanticize, fetishize, and put criminals on a pedestal. Because to be honest, I think we've all had enough of that this year.
Women support women, unless that woman has a different opinion than you. Respect all religions, except for Christianity. Black lives matter, except for black conservatives. We want basic human rights for everyone, except for the rights of unborn babies. Racism is evil. Unless, of course, you're being racist to a white person, then it's justified. Do you smell that? I smell hypocrisy!
Free my man, he ain't do nothing. He just killed 10 people in a 45-day period. He stabbed one of his victims 85 times and shot another one 16 times. Well, token, he had an intellectual disability. You would have to prove to me that his intellectual disability had some sort of causality towards him stabbing someone 85 times and shooting another person 16 times and claiming 10 victims in a 45-day period. I like how these videos are always so dramatic. Everything from this dude, Michael Schwimmer or whatever, calling Brandon Bernard a beautiful soul, and then this girl saying, imagine knowing that that was going to be the last day you take a breath. Yeah, can't imagine that first 10 victims. I know for a fact that there's like a tinge of white saviorism here. Like, they probably never looked into these cases. All they see is black man, death row, oh gee golly, he did nothing, free my man. And this is coming from someone who's staunchly against the death penalty. Please.
It's just a mask. It's just 2 weeks. It's just so we don't overwhelm the hospitals. It's just non-essential businesses. It's just until the cases go down more. It's just until we get a vaccine. It's just a few side effects. It's just a bracelet. It's just to let others know you're safe to be around. It's just an app. It's just to let others know who you've been in contact with. It's just a few more months. It's just a video. It's just an email account. It's just a credit card company you can use cash. It's just a few places that won't take cash. It's just a little chip. It's just for medical information and paying for things. It's just for travel. It's just so you can get your driver's license. It's just so you can vote. It's just a few more years. It's just a statue. It's just a building. It's just a piece of paper. It's just a flag. It's just a piece of cloth. It's just a blood test. It's just a scan. It's just a chip. It's just a dog. It's just a clump of cells. It's just the bad people. It's just the undesirables. It's just the Jews. It's just the Christians. Just the people who don't think like us.
Homeless man with bipolar schizophrenia who sold flowers on the street just got murdered by police officers.
I swear some people need to do more research before they actually speak out about these kind of things. Upon arrival, officers located a man matching the description who was holding a knife. They attempted to de-escalate the situation in an effort to get the suspect to drop the knife. Officers deployed a taser and OC spray, both of which were ineffective. The suspect refused to drop the knife and ran toward the officers, at which time officers discharged their firearms and shot the suspect. Just for people that don't fully understand this concept, officers have 5 different procedures that they follow through. The first step is that they use their presence to intimidate the target. The second step that they use is their voice to kind of de-escalate out the situations. The third step that they would take to handle the matter is physical contact. However, the man is holding a knife, so of course they don't want to get physical with him. The fourth step, which they did take, was to use taser or pepper spray to try and de-escalate the situation, which obviously didn't work, where the suspect then ran at them with the knife, so they had to lethally discharge their firearm, which is the 5th step. It's a sad thing to happen, however the officers were completely just in the situation. Shouldn't have ran at him with a knife.
And racial justice. I am voting for the LGBTQ plus community.
Hi, Victoria. If you knew anything, you would know it was 100% on the Republican side, and Ted Cruz even blasted Twitter's CEO in a Senate hearing for it. And if we're just pulling up quotes, then here's this, but you should probably research the First Step Act or how Trump increased funding for HBCUs by 14%. Here's this too, since I know you love ABC. And this only means when you're treated, you have to disclose your birth sex so they can treat you for your birth sex. You can read it for yourself if you want, since you didn't before. Of course, you bring up the kids at the border. Did you know that the reason they can't find their parents is because they were brought in by coyotes, not their parents, and Trump actually signed an executive order in 2018 to keep families together at the border? Here it is again. Oh, and you want to talk about insensitive photo ops? Again, if we're just taking quotes, 2 can play at that game, Victoria. Here it is again. And you want to talk about allegations but didn't bring up Biden? Trump has 26 allegations, and over half of them came out say they sued for money, and over half of them have been proven false. Biden has 44, which have never been proven false, not one. Hi.
You say that opposing lockdowns is selfish, and yet millions of people have lost their jobs as a result of lockdown, and most of them are very poor. You say those who protest against lockdowns are racist, and yet the economic effects of lockdowns have disproportionately affected minority communities the most. You say you hate the rich, yet you support lockdowns that have made a small number of corporations like Amazon extremely rich while the rest of us continue to lose money. You say you care about mental health, yet you totally ignore the fact that lockdowns have led to a sharp increase in suicides, mental health issues, and substance abuse. Worst of all, you claim that you're doing this because of science, despite the fact that no strong scientific evidence exists that lockdowns provide any significant net benefit in containing COVID-19. And even the World Health Organization now warns against using lockdowns. So before you virtue signal to everyone, why don't you ask yourself if you really believe the things that come out of your mouth?
Can we just be super transparent for a quick second? If your political values resonated most with the establishment, the mainstream media, the big tech giants, the multinationals, the pollsters, the politicians, the university campuses, the entertainment industry, and last but not least, all those morally superior Hollywood celebrities, if you voted for a candidate that's been a senator for 36 years, a vice president for an additional 8 years, and been in politics for a total of 47 years, but yet you couldn't name one good thing at the top of your head that this man has accomplished in his 47 years in government. If you voted for a candidate that told you he's going to increase your taxes, take away your rights to protect yourself, and leave your borders unprotected, but yet you still think the other political party of 75 million people are the ones that are brainwashed, and I hate to break this to you, either you don't know what the word brainwash means, or as a matter of fact how it works, or maybe, just maybe, and I'm only suggesting, you're the ones that are actually brainwashed.
So I'm gonna need y'all to stop saying Black Lives Matter and start saying criminal Black Lives Matter. Cause y'all just be rooting for anybody at this point. He was executed because he was involved in the robbery and murder of 2 youth pastors that were literally just trying to help him and his friends by giving them a ride, bro. And they robbed them and shot them both point blank. Punishment fits the crime. Y'all look retarded at this point. Straight retarded, bro. I mean, y'all got me convinced that a black person can shoot up a school and get the death penalty, and you'll still say justice for so-and-so. And y'all are confused why don't nobody take you seriously.
Hey you guys, happy lunchtime! I hope you're enjoying some lunch. I'm just bringing you a little dessert. Take a look! So for those of you that like to know, like I always like to know, these are from the National Center for Health Statistics CDC website. And from 2010 to 2020, you will see the average number of deaths per year. The funny part is 2010 saw 2.5 million, 2020 through November, 2.5 million. Hey, considering we're in a global pandemic and people are just dropping off like flies, I'd consider that to be a pretty good number, wouldn't you? The funny part about all this death going on is that the funeral homes and the hospitals, they don't seem to know where all these people are. Go figure. Have a great day.
First of all, I would like to thank you for your comment because it gives me the opportunity to show how uneducated the left is about American history and also how condescending they can be in their stupidity. First of all, the Democratic Party is the only party that has ever held a public position in support of slavery. In contrast, the Republican Party was founded in 1854 as the anti-slavery party. No Democrat supported the 14th Amendment, which gave full citizenship to freed slaves. The 14th Amendment passed in 1868 with 94% Republican support and 0% Democrat support. Furthermore, no Democrat supported the 15th Amendment, which gave freed slaves the right to vote, which passed in 1870 with 100% Republican support and 0% Democrat support. The KKK was founded by Democrats, and to quote historian Eric Foner, who himself is a Democrat, the Klan was a military force serving the interests of the Democratic Party. They demanded that Black Americans either vote Democrat or not at all. I'm running out of time, but the Democratic Party also opposed women's suffrage and imposed racial segregation.
You know who she is? Well, you should, because she's the future of our country. And with her leading the way, our future looks so stupid. Oh, I'm sorry, did that offend you? Well, watch this video, and once you're done listening to it, good luck trying to tell me how brilliant AOC is. Enjoy.
In terms of that wealth, the people who are producing climate change, the folks that are responsible for the largest amount of emissions, or communities or corporations, they tend to be predominantly white, correct?
Ah, yes, all those evil white people who are largely responsible for the most emissions in the world are all living in China. And before you say anything, I just want to let you know, I actually believe in climate change. I think we need to do more to protect our planet. But the solution is not to go around blaming white people for everything. Alright? That is both divisive and stupid. So AOC being the leader of our country one day is a bad idea.
Justice for being a murderer? Justice for asking an innocent couple to take him and his friends to the convenience store and then taking over their car and then torturing them for 9 hours straight and then shooting the both of them whilst the wife was still alive, by the way, and then burning their car so the wife died of smoke inhalation? Yeah, sounds like he needs some justice. It also sounds like he was just such a beautiful soul that deserved better. And although he didn't pull the trigger to kill them, he was there and planned the entire thing, and he was there and present for the whole 9 hours, and he could have stopped it at any moment. And also, he did burn the car, which then ultimately did kill the wife from smoke inhalation, which if you looked at the reports, you would understand that. But no one seems to do research anymore. But Black Lives Matter, am I right?
Last night's an illegal clip with a MAGA hat.
Trump is racist and a rapist.
How is he racist when he's done more for the black people, the black community, than any other president besides Abraham Lincoln? What was that?
What has he done for the black community?
Well, he has created opportunity zones, which they create tax breaks so people can invest in low-income areas that are predominantly black. He has created the Platinum Plan, which invests $500 billion into helping out minorities, such as blacks. He has made the KKK labeled a terrorist group. He has secured permanent and record funding for HBCUs, which are all black universities, and he has also created the lowest black unemployment rate in history. More black Americans are now off welfare and providing for their own families, independent from the government's assistance.
He's a rapist.
There's a guy named Bill Wright, Mouse, the only white guy, and he did all the pools. He was the mechanic. And I said, what am I going to do? He said, come down here in the basement where the mechanics, where all the pool filter is. You know the chain, there used to be a chain that went across the deep end. And he cut off a 6-foot length of chain. He folded up, he said, you walk out with that chain. And you walk to the car and say, you may cut me, man, but I'm going to wrap this chain around your head. I said, you kidding me? He said, no, if you don't come back. And he was right. So I walked out with the chain. And I walked up to my car, and they had, those days, you used to remember the straight razor, you'd bang them on the curb, get them rusty, put them in a rain barrel, get them rusty. And I looked at him, but I was smart then. I said, first of all, I said, when I tell you get off the board, you get off the board, and I'll kick you out again, but I shouldn't have called you, Esther Williams. I apologize for that.